We really liked how the front entrance opened up to this great, cozy living room. I really loved the white fireplace, and since it snowed the night before, it was especially inviting. My wife really loved the kitchen, but wasn't a fan of the laundry room, or should we say closet. We really liked the fact that it was hardwood floors throughout the first floor and it had a spacious garage. What was a really great surprise is that the second floor was almost entirely one room. This would be perfect for an Airbnb studio or suite. We could really see the potential there with putting in a little kitchen and bathroom. For the outside, the front yard was great and the backyard wasn't bad either. There was a bit of a forest, which is great since I grew up around the woods and would love to have had a home that has some remnants of that. This home also had no HOA, which we loved since we were looking to open up our home to Airbnb hosting, and a lot of Airbnbs, as we've heard, aren't really friendly to that. Another great thing is the location. It's also close to highways and shopping and grocery stores and just a 15-minute drive to both Central Charlotte and the Charlotte Douglas Airport. This home was starting at $300,000, which is unfortunately at the top of our budget, and when we got down to express interest in making an offer, this home had already had multiple ones that had pushed the price higher than we could afford, even with our reserve cash. We needed to keep in mind that we still had to move our stuff across the country, and that's going to be expensive too. With all this said, we would rate this home a solid 4 out of 5. This home was great right from the start. It opens up right into a giant living room with a fireplace that just draws you in. Our son loves fireplaces, so I know this would be a big hit for him. There are little ledges and nooks along the walls to place decorative figures and art. For some reason, I really like that in a home. The kitchen is painted in this off-orange color, which I'm not a fan of, but we can always repaint that. The kitchen is also placed a bit in the back where you can't see those you're entertaining while you're cooking, unless they're right there with you. I know my wife loves interacting with others while preparing dishes, so this would be the first negative. This is another place that had hard floors throughout all the rooms. The rooms were so spacious, and one even had a closet you could practically hide in. The adjoining master bathroom had a giant tub that we could soak in with a separate shower set right alongside it. That was a big plus for both of us. One of these 3 rooms had one wall lined almost completely with shelves. This was a big plus for me since I like to write and collect books. When we walked outside, there was no deck, which was kind of a negative for me, but there was a big backyard and it was particularly all set with trees. The tree thing really added appeal to this, and so did the storage shed set inside the tree line. We could see turning that into a rustic themed Airbnb. This home gave us a little wiggle room, as its price was $285,000, and we'd have around $15,000 to play with. Unfortunately, this home was under an HOA. Another downside is that while it's only around 20 minutes drive from Central Charlotte and Charlotte Douglas Airport, you have to travel a bit to find any shopping, groceries, or other such amenities. It's a bit of a maze and process to get back and forth to the home. So, with all this considered, we would have to rate this a 3 out of 5. The last home that we saw on our first day of home hunting was this one. We loved the front presentation, and I was particularly a fan of the black metal fencing. This was another one that had a very spacious living room. What was really unique about this one was a white brick fireplace. I didn't really know how to feel about this, but felt I could get used to it and even love it over time. It definitely would be a great conversation piece for Minnie. My wife didn't actually mind the kitchen. I thought it was a bit too tucked away, especially since it would be hard to see and talk to people while cooking for them with those overhanging cabinets in the way. But finding a great kitchen is really on my wife's radar, not mine. You'd also have to go through the entire kitchen to get to the tucked away dining area. It was a bit bigger than the home photos show, but looking back on it, I prefer something more open, especially when having a lot of family over for the holidays. Anyway, the bedrooms were carpeted, which is okay during winter. The adjoining bathroom was a decent size and, how do you say it, unique? It had a big tub which we both liked, but it had no shower. Instead, it had a huge walk-in closet, which we've never encountered in a bathroom before, and a smaller closet right next to the tub that very well could have been a shower stall. We often imagined having a sauna in place of that big walk-in. Another part of this home that we liked, but ultimately considered to be a bit of unusable space, was the attic. We pondered turning that into an Airbnb, but getting up there and the space in there itself made it a bit of an ambitious thought. The garage we saw was great. It was spacious and there was no concrete flooring. It was actually epoxy. We did love the privacy of the backyard. It had a deck that was overlooking the whole thing. There was even a shed that could possibly be turned into a cozy Airbnb studio. We might have to push it out the walls a few and install some plumbing and so on before that, but I feel it'd be worth the effort. But with a starting price of $305,000 for this home, it was a bit out of our budget to really do anything like that, even with all the updates that we were thinking of. So considering this, we'd have to rate this a 3.5 out of 5. We hope you guys will like, subscribe, and click that little notification bell so that you can keep track of all the updated videos that we send out. Take care and have a great one.